This is Rome, 100 AD. Picture this. 1 out of every 3 people you see in this city is a slave. It is the engine that runs the empire. They aren't just in the fields. They are the doctors, the teachers, the accountants, and the laborers who built the very Colosseum you see in the distance. But for you, the machine has finally broken. You've decided to do the most dangerous thing a human being can do in the ancient world. You've run. I used modern AI to reconstruct the first 24 hours of an escaped slave in the heart of the Roman Empire. We aren't looking at the triumphal arches today. We are looking at the back alleys, the slave collars, and the professional manhunters. This is 24 hours of life as a fugitivus. 4 a.m., the breaking of the chain. The day begins in the pitch black of a rural villa's ergastulum, a private slave prison, about 10 miles outside the city walls. You wake up not to a bell, but to the cold weight of the compedes, the heavy iron shackles on your ankles. The air smells of damp straw and unwashed bodies. You've spent months picking at a weak link in the chain with a piece of stolen iron. This is the meat of the engineering. Roman iron was brittle. If you hit it at the right temperature or the right angle, it snaps. You muffle the sound with a rag, give it one final desperate twist, and the link gives way. You don't have a plan, you just have the dark. You slip through a ventilation slit in the stone wall and drop into the mud. You are now a walking death sentence. 7 a.m., the Appian Way. By dawn, you are approaching the city. You're moving through the city of the dead, the miles of massive stone tombs that line the Appian Way leading into Rome. This is the perfect place to hide, but it's a psychological gauntlet. You are walking past the monuments of the people who owned you. You are wearing a tunica of coarse, undyed wool. But the real problem is around your neck, the collarium. This is a permanent bronze collar that many masters forced their troublesome slaves to wear. It has a tag that says, Fugi, tenemi, cum revocavaris me, dien zonino, accipis solidum. I have run away, hold me. When you return me to my master, you will receive a gold coin. You can't get it off. You have to wrap a filthy rag around your neck, pretending you have a throat infection just to hide the bronze glint. 10 a.m. The gates and the stigma. You reach the Porta Capena, one of the main gates into Rome. The crowd here is your only hope. In a city of 1 million people, anonymity is your only shield. But the guards are looking for one thing, the stigma. If you were a repeat runaway, your master would have branded your forehead with the letters F-U-G for fugitivus. You don't have the brand, but you have the slave's gait, the bowed head, the calloused hands, the way you flinch when a man in a toga walks past. You rub soot and dirt onto your face to hide the smoothness of your skin. You walk through the gate, blending into a group of Syrian grain merchants. You are officially inside the lion's mouth. 1 p.m., the Subura. By midday, the heat is a physical weight, and you are in the Subura. This is Rome's most dangerous, crowded district. This is where the AI reconstruction gets visceral. It's a maze of multi-story insulae, apartments, that look like they're about to collapse. The air is a thick soup of wood smoke, rotting fish, and open sewers. But for you, this is paradise. In the Subura, nobody asks for your papers. You find a thermopolium, a fast food counter, and spend your only stolen coins on a bowl of lukewarm lentil stew. As you eat, you see them, the fugitivari. These are professional slave catchers. They are the bounty hunters of the ancient world. They are looking at every man's neck, every man's forehead. You sink deeper into the shadows of the stone archway, your heart hammering against your ribs. 4 p.m., the search for sanctuary. You head toward the Tiber River. You are looking for a station, but in 100 AD, there is no organized railroad. You are looking for a temple. Some temples, like the Temple of Diana on the Aventine, were traditional places of sanctuary for slaves. But the law is tricky. The priests might take you in, but they are legally bound to notify the authorities. You walk past the massive granaries, the Horea, watching slaves unload grain from Egypt. You see the vicarious, a slave who owns other slaves. It's a system designed to make you distrust everyone. You find a small hidden shrine to an Eastern god, Mithras or Isis, where the worshippers are known to be more sympathetic to the invisible people of Rome. You hide in the cellar, breathing in the smell of incense and damp earth. 8 p.m., the night of the rattles. The sun sets and Rome becomes a different beast. The heavy wagons begin to roll in, shaking the ground. You are back on the move. You head toward the docks of the Emporium. If you can get onto a barge heading for Ostia, the port city, you might be able to disappear into a merchant ship heading for North Africa or Gaul. But the streets are pitch black. You hear the vigiles, the night watch, clattering past with their wooden rattles and torches. Every time the light hits the wall, you freeze. You are a ghost in your own city. You find a stack of empty amphorae, clay jars, near the river and crawl inside one. It smells of sour wine, but it's a shell. It's the first time you've been safe in 16 hours. Midnight, the invisible victory. As the clock hits midnight, you are shivering by the river. You haven't escaped the Empire. There is nowhere the Empire doesn't reach. But you have escaped the Domus. You have moved from being a speaking tool, which is what the Roman writer Varro called slaves, to being a man with a name. You look at the bronze collar around your neck. It's still there. The law still says you are a piece of property, no different than a shovel or an ox. But as you watch the moon reflect off the black water of the Tiber, you realize the most important reconstruction of the day. The Romans built their city out of stone and concrete, but they built their society out of fear. And by running, you've proven that the fear doesn't work on you anymore. One day down, you are starving, you are hunted, and you are exhausted. But for the first time in your life, the stars above the Aventine Hill don't belong to your master. They belong to you.